It's you, it's me, it's them, it's everyone. They trick our minds to get what they want. We're so sick of being used. We'll be no problem.
Welcome back to another episode of 706 Fishing. I'm particularly excited about this episode because I primarily fish in the summertime. I always catch my big fish during the hotter months. So this video is going to be top summer baits. I don't do a traditional way of only have 5. I tell you what, everything that works for me during the summer, everything that I throw during the summer, and I hope that it will help you become a better fisherman. Not saying that I'm the best, but I'm just going to show you what works for me, and I hope that you can take it and apply it to your bodies of water. Hope you stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to get this little party started here. I'm going to start off with one of my favorites, and that would be some sort of topwater. It doesn't have to be a frog, because I know some people despise throwing frogs. But we're going to start off with topwater. So my favorite topwater is this little, let's see if I can get it. This little ribbit top toad is what it's called. You can see that it has some thick appendages on the back, and that in the water it kind of like does like this on its own. All you have to do is reel it in. Like, it's a very good frog for people that don't really know how to frog fish. I cannot remember the color, but it is a watermelon red up top and a yellow with black flake on the bottom. The fish seem to like this color over the white. I'm not really sure. I guess it's because it's more of a natural color. But the pond that I throw this in is like a dark brown color. It's very dirty water. And this gets bites in clear water too. So I fish this. Sorry, everybody decides to come home when I make a video. But I fish this in pretty much everything. You can do it in calm water. You can throw it over top of mats. But I really love this frog. It comes in a pack of 2. It comes with 1 hook, and I think it's $5.99. It's either $5.99 or $4.99. But again, this is the ribbit top toad. Very good for hot sunny days and just brutal conditions. So that's number 1. Number 2 is going to be kind of like another reaction type lure, and that would be the jerkbait. So it doesn't really matter what brand you use. I've used them all. I love Livingston's. I love these Smithwicks. I like the Spro ones. It doesn't matter. I just like the green and white combination, and I love throwing it during the summertime. I try to throw it in the suspending model. I don't really like the floating model. But this is what I use. Let me see what else I can say about it. You can fish these in hot and cold water. Everybody says that this is a good cold water bait. I excel with these in the summertime. So you gotta try your jerkbait in the summertime if you have not. Next, we are going to, the rest are salt plastics. With the exception of, I would also recommend some sort of bladed jig, whether it be a spinnerbait or chatterbait. I just don't have any tied on. So, I'm sure you all fish the standard Texas rig. I shouldn't really have to say anything about the Texas rig. I'm trying this new little setup out here. I've never used a bead before, so I'm using a little bead. The tungsten, I think this is, I don't really know what size this is. I guess I'm going 1/4 ounce. But the Start King Rage Bug. I love this little dude with it's the Okeechobee coral color. I love fishing this, but like I said, I'm gonna try it with the bead. I have it the weight kind of up so it can cause a lot more sound in the water, and we're gonna see how that works. But I'm sure all of y'all have fished the Texas rig. If not, What I like to do is, for this one, I will either hop it off the bottom or I'll just straight up reel it in, and these appendages just go crazy. And where I would fish that would be pretty much anywhere. I fish mostly grass and tree stumps, so and sandy bottoms. I don't really have any other. I don't have any rocks in my pond, and I don't really have any sort of laydowns to fish. So I fish submerged stumps that were cut off and left in there, and then I fish grass. The next lure would have to be the senko. I'm sure everybody's used a senko. If you have not used a senko, you're missing out. Particularly in the summertime, I found that this little 4-inch senko is killer. If you saw my Instagram from like 2 weeks ago, you saw that I caught a 7.5 pounder on this little guy right here. So not really much to say about the senko. You just let it hit the bottom, pop it a couple times, and they usually get it on like the 3rd or 4th pop. The next bait would have to be, I don't really know what you call this. I'm just going to say that it's my rig, because I kind of like come up with it on my own. It might be considered a Ned rig, but I'm not really sure. So, and it's not straight. I don't have the worm on straight, but it doesn't matter. But when you throw it, you want the worm on straight. So this is a Zoom Magnum Finesse Worm in red bug and a Nichols mushroom head. Not sure the size. I think it's a 1/5. I'm not sure though. But it's the biggest one they have. I've heard they've got some new longer shank ones, which I'm gonna definitely have to get. But these are just the little standard ones, and what it does is it sits in the bottom, and this little tail just goes to town. You can see how much action that little guy has. This bait right here is killer during the summertime. If you do not have this bait, I'm telling you, you need to go to your, I don't really know who sells the Nichols ones, but go to your tackle warehouse, order the Nichols mushroom head is what it's called. Biggest size they have. Comes in a 5-pack, I believe. And then go to your academy and get your red bug Magnum Finesse Worms. I promise you, you're not gonna catch small fish on this lure. It's a guarantee. I haven't caught anything under a 2.5 or 3. It's my smallest fish on that lure. So instead of rambling on about that, we're gonna go to the last and final bait, which is the Dropshot. So I have no expertise on this rig at all. So I may be doing it completely wrong, but it caught me one fish, so and that was only because I didn't have any more of these worms left. But this is how I do it. I have the Gamakatsu, I don't really know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. I think bent. But anyway, it's like a, let me just take it off. It's like a straight shank hook with 2 swivels, and it attaches. That way you don't have to do the whole run your line back down the loop. You just tie one side and then you tie another length for your little drop shot weight. So the bait that I like to use is the Zoom, just little finesse worms, and I don't know what color this is, but it's like a black with heavy red flake. And I got this little rig at the Bassmaster Classic. And I'll link everything below. I'll have to find out what it's called, and I'll promise I'll link it down below this time. And I know for sure that this is a blue tungsten. I think this is a 4th ounce. It's either a 4th or an 8th. And it's green pumpkin color. And then it just sits in the water. If I can get it untangled, it just sits in the water, and the worm will do like this. You'll essentially just give it a couple of shakes, and that little tail will just go to town. and you just wait for a fish. This is kind of like a, you have to be patient, which I'm not really patient, but I finally found a way that I can fish this and be patient. So what I like to do is I will just throw this out there in the middle of the pond, let it sit there. Maybe, you know, occasionally I will like hop it off the bottom a little bit, but I will just start fishing something else, and I'll just leave it out there, and then that just happened to catch me a fish. So that's how I caught my first drop shot fish. But so that's about it for my summer baits. That's pretty much everything that I catch fish on during the summertime. I try to stick to throwing that little bottom bait with the mushroom head, and then the Texas rig and the frog would probably be my 3 favorite. If I could only fish one during the summertime, it would definitely be the Texas rig, because it's more versatile. You can throw a lizard, you can throw a structure bug, you can throw a worm, you can throw an old monster, you can throw a regular ribbon tail, you can throw anything. So that's a very versatile lure that you could throw if you only had to pick one. So that's my top summer baits. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everything from the reel, the rod, the line, the lure, the hooks will be in the bottom. Not in the bottom, in the description. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm so out of it today. But everything will be linked in the description below. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all